the two adults in the household have to be on the same page.
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes we're not, and it's hard.
Douglas says, maybe I'm getting ahead of myself, but I communicated with a lady that has a daughter. What kind of support from the site can I expect when coming to being both of them and bringing them both of them to the United States? So if she has a daughter, he's asking what kind of support could he expect from us if he decides to bring them both back here to the U.S.
You can always call us, if you have any problems, in communication. But, how old is daughter? I mean, if she's like in her...
Doesn't say.
She's small girl, so it'll be easier. If she's teenager, it's gonna be hard. Even with your own daughter, it's hard. So,
yeah,
so
having teenagers.
Depend.
Yeah, teenagers, especially if you uprooted a teenager from her friends and her life and everything and bring her over here, it's definitely going to be more difficult. But if she's like I went through this, with Tanya's son from a previous marriage who was 4 when he came here, and it was relatively easy, okay? It wasn't too bad, except that he was a typical Russian boy who was, sorry to say, Dina, but a bit spoiled by the babushka and the mother, so that when I would go to her house, he would do anything he wanted to do. He'd bounce on the furniture, bounce on me, draw on the walls, tear apart For those of you who don't know, there was these things way back in the day called cassette tapes, and they had a little tape in it, and he would tear apart these cassette tapes and just all this stuff, and then the mother, oh, it's fine, oh, that's okay, and he was like king of the household, and he was only 2 or 3 at that time. And I'm like, this is going to change when you come to the U.S. We're going to have a little more structure, which we did, and it took a little bit of time to do that, right? And there was a little bit of tears and a little bit of crying on everybody's part. But I think in the long run, it paid off because usually children want a little bit more structure. You want to be the adult and you want to have guidelines. They're always going to push, but you want to have that. And I think what's really important, Dina, when you're and you know this, you have children, is that the two adults in the household have to be on the same page.
Yes, absolutely. Sometimes we're not, and it's hard,
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. If you guys love each other and, she'll see, her daughter will see it and you'll be okay.
Right. And if you're making decisions about punishments or behavior or rules, it's so important that you're both together on everything, because if kids will play you against each other, right? And well, mom said this or dad said, they'll go and they'll run to the one who's a little bit weaker and then get them to undermine you and vice versa, which is very destructive in a family and can cause lots of problems. So these kind of things we'll talk about. If you want, if you're bringing someone over, Doug, I would highly recommend that you call us, talk with Dean a little bit. She can share her views, especially with a different culture and what her daughter might be going through. And when you get here too, we can sometimes give you referrals of support groups for different cultures in the area too. Like in Russia here, we have lots of different things for Russians to do. We have Russian stores like Yasha from Russia,
yes,
which I know you go to, Tanya goes to at least once a week. It's kind of like a little community where you can, there's Orthodox churches, there's all that kind of stuff. Because you're right, once you meet, it doesn't just end. We have guys that will call us years later after marrying and talk about different things that are going on.
You too can experience the romantic adventure of a lifetime. Looking for your ideal bride? Check out our website at
angelsofpassion.com.
If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Then click on the notice bell to get notified every time we add something new.